That's right. Chris, how was the flight in?
It was easy, short flight. Obviously, spirits are super high right now, playing well. Tournament time, March, and so it was a shorter flight. Got a lot of work done. The guys seemed in really good spirits.
What's the plan today?
Watch the game as a team. A few of us coaches will be live scouting it. So just clean up a few things, getting our film ready, preparing as best we can. But really, the guys are going to be walking around doing some things in the weight room or things kind of in the meeting room just to get their bodies going, whether it's rolling out, stretching, things like that with Coach Wiz. But at the end of the day, they're going to watch the game together. Cincy, Iowa State here, out there at the hotel. And then what we'll do is as soon as the game's over, we'll meet as a staff. We'll kind of go through practice, game prep, head over to the court, get a nice little sweat in and keep the spirits high, keep the energy high, keep the joy in the gym super high. And then it's March, man. It's about being fresh, it's about being motivated, it's about being locked in.
Let's talk about the two different potential matchups. Cincinnati's the last team to beat BYU. If they upset Iowa State, that wouldn't be the worst thing in terms of motivation for this group, right?
Yeah, totally different. Two different teams. They really took it to us at their place. They shot the ball extremely well. I thought that we had a solid first half, but man, they just punked us in the second half, and that's when I felt like we had to do a little soul searching in terms of being tougher on the road. They're good. They're well coached. Obviously they haven't had the year they expected, but this is March. It's one of those teams where sometimes the talent can take over. They're way different than Iowa State, right? Their big guy sits in the paint the whole time. They sit and drop coverage, where Iowa State's going to hound you, pressure you, pick you up, and slap at the ball all game long, no matter what position you are. But we'll see who we play. But this is such a good league. It's just like they're all quad one type teams.
What do you feel like this team can or wants to prove in this tournament, given how hot you guys still are right now?
Honestly, at this point, we're just trying to do the best we can to, get the best seed we can going into the NCAA tournament, have a little momentum, play with the best of them. This tournament's as hard as any in the country, and that includes the NCAA tournament. It's just a hard tournament, right? And so I think for us, it's continued to prove that we belong. We belong in the top 15 in the country. We belong with the best of them. And to play against a team like Cincy, Iowa State, or potentially Houston, Arizona, Texas Tech, those teams are teams that a lot of people come Selection Sunday are going to have type Final Four, circled in their brackets.
Talking to Chris Burgess here live in Kansas City, BYU assistant coach. What kind of leverage do you feel like you can have or make this week to get yourself the best seed possible? Because there's talk of 5, 6, 7 right now.
Win, right? When no matter who we play tomorrow, it's going to be a quad one game, so another quad one opportunity. And then if you win that, more than likely Vegas odds would say now you're playing the number 2 team in the country, number 3 team in the country, whatever Houston is. And and then if you win that, right, you got another. It's all quad ones from here on out. And so it tells the committee, hey, what we've been doing the last 11, 12 games, we've been one of the hottest teams, the best team in the country. And it also from a mentality standpoint, our guys leave every single locker room knowing that we could, we're one of the best teams in the country. So there's a lot to prove. But the biggest thing is we're trying to make it about ourselves as best we can in terms of getting better and trying to continue to peak at the right time.
It's been an unbelievable peaking at the right time situation. 8-game win streak, 3 ranked wins, all the 5 quad one wins. What's sustainable into this tournament from what you guys have already done?
Playing with pace, we really do. Our depth. Right, our depth allows us to play with pace because we can distribute the minutes when we need to. Shooting the basketball and holding space, I think we do a really good job of, holding space, shooting the basketball, finding shooters, but also winning in different ways, right? You look at the streak that we've been on. West Virginia, they want to take away the three-point line. We won in the paint. Other teams want to take away the rim. We get them at the three-point line. Utah was kind of a slugfest for the first half, and we kind of just tried to wear them out with, playing fast and moving the ball and just, doing everything we can to wear them out with our depth. And so I think that those things all translate. At the end of the day, right, you guys look at all the teams that make runs. They got great guard play, and we feel really good about our guards. So obviously starting with Down and Yegor, and then we have an all-league guy in Richie, right? And so I think you have to have that to win, and we feel really good about it.
Kevin Young said, hey, I want this to be the best place for top talent to come and develop. Obviously, getting AJ is a big deal. But to me, the feather in Kevin's cap and the staff's cap is, look at what we did with Richie Saunders. How proud of you guys were of his development. And he becomes a first-team all Big 12 guys.
It's a testament. First of all, I think it's a testament to, Richie's hard work. I mean, as everybody knows, Richie, you see him on the court, you see how hard he played. That's who he is, 24/7. When I first, got back to the Annex Center here at BYU, I mean, the kid's in there at 6 a.m., 6:30, 7 a.m., just working on his floater, working on his catch, shoot threes, sprinting off screens, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour and a half. And the kid works extremely hard. I think that as well, he's playing around guys that know how to find him the ball, deliver the ball, and believe in him. And I think our system's been really good for him. I think that the way we play with pace, I think that the way we space the floor and asking him, we talk about 0.5 in the basketball. Richie's as good as making a 0.5 decision as they're in the country, meaning catch and shoot, rip and drive, get to the rim, get to the free throw line. And so I think it's a testament to everything. His team, credit to his teammates. And Richie, right? He's never he doesn't love these individual accolades. Everything for him is about winning and about the team, and that's what makes him super special. But yeah, it's from day one, being around Richie, he just puts in a lot of work.
Kevin Young has not experienced March Madness. He's talked about how he's thought about how fun this would be. What's the conversation been like as a staff of what this and next week and hopefully more weeks are like?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is obviously finding the right game plan. That's always important. Having the right adjustments. Kevin and the NBA guys on our staff have more experience with adjustments than probably all of us college guys, just with the NBA and him playing in NBA finals and the NBA playoffs and game by game. So that's going to be similar. The only difference is it's game 7. Every game is game 7, right? There's no game 1 is game 7. I think that's the difference. You have to have that kind of mentality. And I think the other thing is what I've believed this since I was a player, and I thought this is what Coach, Krzyzewski was really good at. It's staying fresh and staying motivated, right? Staying fresh and staying motivated and not looking. He used to break the tournament down into weekends, and so it would always be a 14 bracket. And so you try to just. You look at the 68 teams, it can become a little overwhelming, all the teams around, but if you can break it down into 4 teams, it's not as big of a tournament. You know what I mean? So, he was really good at that. And so I've tried to always instill that and, talk about that as well as, make the bracket smaller. Make it smaller. Don't think about the 68. Don't think about the Final Four. Think about, let's win this weekend. How do you do that?
Chris, thanks for the time and best of luck this week in the tournament.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Spencer?